Ladies and gentlemen, imagine standing at the edge of chaos, the very brink of uncertainty. Life is not gentle. It never has been. And yet some of us manage to stand firm in the face of it, resilient, unyielding. Why? Because toughness isn't merely a matter of strength. It's a matter of depth. It's about enduring the storms of existence and emerging not unscathed, but wiser and more resolute. Today I want to share with you 7 signs, markers, if you will, that reveal a truly tough person. Not tough in the shallow, arrogant sense, but tough in a way that is profound, meaningful, and dare I say, transformative. If you recognize yourself in these traits, then perhaps you are tougher than you think. If you don't, perhaps you'll leave here aspiring to be so. Imagine a seed buried in the ground. To grow, it must push through layers of soil, breaking out of its shell, striving upward toward the light. The process isn't easy, but it is necessary. In much the same way, human growth requires enduring discomfort. It is through challenges that we develop strength, resilience, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Discomfort, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, is not inherently bad. It's a signal, a call to adapt, to confront, and to evolve. When faced with adversity, the natural impulse might be to retreat to what feels safe, familiar. But those who embrace toughness understand that comfort zones are traps. They recognize that the greatest achievements and the most profound transformations happen when we step outside of what feels easy. Consider someone training their body. Building strength requires tearing down muscle fibers through resistance. Similarly, mental and emotional toughness develops by confronting fears, tackling uncertainty. These experiences force us to discover capacities we didn't know we had. They show us our limits and then teach us how to surpass them. Yet this is not about seeking pain for its own sake. It's about purposefully enduring the discomfort that comes with striving for something meaningful. Whether it's pursuing a challenging career, repairing a difficult relationship, or overcoming personal setbacks. Tough people don't shy away from the hardship involved. They lean into it. They see discomfort not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Moreover, enduring discomfort changes how we view ourselves. Every time we face a challenge and refuse to back down, we prove to ourselves that we're capable of more than we thought. That confidence becomes the foundation for future growth. It's not arrogance, but a quiet self-assurance rooted in the knowledge that you've endured before and can endure again. Toughness doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist. It's the willingness to engage with discomfort, to feel its weight, and to keep moving forward regardless. In doing so, we become more than just survivors. We become resilient, adaptable, and prepared for whatever life throws at us. True toughness is forged in the fires of discomfort, and through it we transform into the best versions of ourselves. Taking responsibility for one's life is one of the most powerful acts of personal transformation. It means recognizing that while we may not control everything that happens to us, we do control how we respond. Tough people understand this distinction, and they refuse to let circumstances or external forces dictate their sense of agency. Instead of blaming others, pointing fingers, or indulging in self-pity, they take ownership of their actions, choices, and outcomes. Blame is easy. It offers a quick escape from the discomfort of accountability, but it comes at a cost. When we blame others or external circumstances for our struggles, we relinquish control over our own lives. We place ourselves at the mercy of forces we cannot change. Tough individuals reject this mindset. They know that responsibility is not a burden. It is an opportunity to reclaim power. By saying, "This is my life, and I will take charge of it," they step into a position of strength and self-determination. Taking responsibility also requires humility. It means admitting when you've made mistakes or fallen short. This isn't easy. It demands courage to face uncomfortable truths about yourself. But tough people don't see mistakes as failures to be hidden or ignored. They see them as lessons, as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. Anyway, that's just a few remarks, and today we're going to explore the subject. By taking responsibility for their errors, they transform moments of weakness into stepping stones toward greater strength. Moreover, responsibility extends beyond personal failures. It also means taking ownership of the effort required to create a meaningful life. Tough individuals don't wait for circumstances to align perfectly or for someone else to solve their problems. They act. They understand that even when the odds are against them, progress is still possible if they're willing to work for it. This mindset fosters resilience because it eliminates the illusion of helplessness. When you take responsibility, you acknowledge your role in shaping your future. That acknowledgement gives you a sense of purpose, direction, and control, even in the face of adversity. Life will always be filled with challenges and uncertainties, but by owning your part in the process, you develop the ability to navigate those difficulties with strength and resolve. True toughness is rooted in the willingness to take responsibility. It is the foundation of growth, the antidote to victimhood, and the key to living a life of purpose and meaning. Setting boundaries is one of the most profound acts of self-respect and resilience. It's not about building walls to keep people out. It's about creating a framework within which you can thrive. Tough people understand that their time, energy, and resources are finite. They know that without clear boundaries, they risk spreading themselves too thin, losing focus, and sacrificing their well-being in the process. Establishing boundaries often requires courage because it involves saying no when it would be easier to say yes. It means facing the discomfort of disappointing others or resisting the urge to overcommit to avoid conflict. But tough individuals understand that constantly pleasing others or ignoring their own needs only leads to exhaustion and resentment. They recognize that saying no to certain things is ultimately saying yes to their priorities, values, and goals. Boundaries are not about selfishness. They are about clarity. When you set a boundary, you communicate what you can and cannot give, what you will and will not tolerate, and what you need to function at your best. This clarity benefits not only you, but also those around you. It allows others to understand your limits, reducing misunderstandings and fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Creating and enforcing boundaries requires self-awareness. Tough people take the time to reflect on what truly matters to them, to ask themselves what they need to feel fulfilled, what drains their energy, and where they want to direct their focus. Once they've identified these priorities, they protect them by setting boundaries and sticking to them, even when it's difficult. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of boundaries is enforcing them consistently. Tough people are prepared for pushback. They understand that some individuals may resist or even test their limits. But instead of wavering, they hold firm. They don't view the enforcement of boundaries as an act of aggression, but as a necessary act of self-preservation and integrity. By setting boundaries, tough individuals ensure they have the time, energy, and mental space to focus on what truly matters. This practice allows them to pursue their goals with purpose, maintain their well-being, and nurture meaningful relationships. Boundaries are not barriers, they are the foundation upon which a meaningful and sustainable life is built. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, and how we handle it reveals much about our resilience and character. Tough individuals have a unique relationship with criticism. They neither crumble under its weight nor dismiss it outright. Instead, they view it as a tool, one that, when used correctly, can sharpen and refine their abilities. This mindset distinguishes them, allowing them to grow rather than shrink in the face of judgment. To handle criticism well, one must first resist the instinctive emotional reaction it often triggers. Most people react defensively, interpreting criticism as an attack on their worth. Tough individuals, however, understand that criticism, when constructive, is not an assault, but a mirror reflecting the areas for improvement. They detach their ego from the feedback, examining it with objectivity rather than taking it personally. Not all criticism is created equal, and tough people know how to discern its value. They actively seek out constructive feedback, criticism offered with the intention of helping them grow. They listen carefully, even when it stings, and use the insights to identify blind spots or weaknesses they might otherwise overlook. At the same time, they are adept at recognizing destructive criticism, judgments rooted in malice, envy, or ignorance. They don't waste energy internalizing negativity that serves no purpose other than to tear them down. Tough individuals also understand that criticism, whether valid or not, often reveals more about the critic than the criticized. They approach feedback with curiosity, asking themselves, is this perspective worth considering? Is there truth in it that I can use? Or does it simply reflect the other person's biases? This level of self-awareness allows them to maintain control over their emotions and focus on what truly matters, their growth and progress. Perhaps most importantly, tough individuals use criticism as a motivator rather than a deterrent. Instead of retreating in the face of judgment, they rise to the challenge. They refuse to let others' opinions define them, choosing instead to define themselves through their actions and achievements. In handling criticism with grace and discernment, tough people not only grow stronger but also gain confidence. They prove to themselves that their worth is not dictated by the opinions of others, but by their own efforts, self-reflection, and determination to improve. This ability to embrace criticism without being diminished by it is a cornerstone of true toughness. Staying calm under pressure is one of the clearest indicators of true toughness. When faced with chaos, uncertainty, or intense stress, the ability to maintain composure is what separates those who falter from those who thrive. Tough individuals understand that while they may not control the situation, they do control their response. This sense of internal stability becomes their greatest asset in navigating life's challenges. Pressure has a way of magnifying everything: emotions, stakes, and even self-doubt. Many people panic in such moments, allowing fear or anxiety to cloud their judgment. Tough individuals, however, take a different approach. They know that reacting emotionally or impulsively under pressure rarely leads to productive outcomes. Instead, they focus on pausing, breathing, and assessing the situation rationally. This calmness is not an innate trait. It is cultivated through experience and intentional practice. Tough individuals often expose themselves to challenges, building a tolerance for discomfort and learning how to navigate high-stress situations without being overwhelmed. Over time, they develop strategies to regulate their emotions, such as grounding themselves in the present moment, focusing on what they can control, and breaking down overwhelming tasks into manageable steps. Maintaining composure under pressure also requires a mindset shift. Tough individuals see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to test their resilience and problem-solving skills. This perspective allows them to approach high-stakes situations with a sense of purpose and focus rather than dread. They remind themselves that no matter how intense the pressure feels, it is temporary, and their ability to respond effectively can shape the outcome. Another hallmark of calmness under pressure is the ability to think clearly and act decisively. Tough people understand that indecision or hesitation can exacerbate a crisis, so they strive to make choices based on logic rather than emotion. This doesn't mean they ignore their feelings, but rather that they prioritize thoughtful action over reactive behavior. Ultimately, staying calm under pressure is about trust, trusting in their ability to endure, adapt, and persevere. Tough individuals know that even in the face of chaos, they can remain a steady anchor, not just for themselves, but for others who may be looking to them for guidance. This composure is not only a sign of strength, but also a powerful tool for overcoming life's most daunting challenges. Adaptability in the face of change is one of the defining traits of a tough individual. Life is inherently unpredictable, full of unexpected twists, challenges, and disruptions. No matter how carefully plans are made, the reality is that circumstances will often shift in ways that cannot be anticipated. Tough individuals not only accept this truth, but thrive because of their ability to adapt. Resisting change is a natural human tendency. It provides a false sense of security, as if clinging to the familiar can somehow halt the inevitable shifts of life. However, this resistance often leads to frustration, stagnation, and missed opportunities. Tough people approach change differently. They see it not as something to fear, but as an opportunity to learn, grow, and discover new possibilities. They understand that change, while uncomfortable, is often the catalyst for progress and transformation. Adaptability requires mental flexibility and a willingness to let go of rigid expectations. Tough individuals are not overly attached to a specific outcome or path. They recognize that success is rarely linear, that persistence often requires reevaluating strategies, adjusting goals, or even starting over. This ability to pivot without losing sight of their core values or long-term vision is what allows them to move forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Another crucial aspect of adaptability is emotional resilience. Change often brings feelings of fear, anxiety, or loss. Tough people don't suppress these emotions, they acknowledge and process them. However, they don't let these feelings dictate their actions. Instead, they focus on what they can control and take proactive steps to adjust to the new reality. Tough individuals also approach change with curiosity and a growth mindset. Rather than lamenting what has been lost, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this situation to my advantage? This perspective allows them to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. Finally, their adaptability is rooted in trust. The trust that they have the strength, creativity, and determination to navigate whatever comes their way. They view change as a constant in life, something to be embraced rather than resisted. In doing so, they not only survive, but thrive, turning life's uncertainties into stepping stones for growth and achievement. Through adaptability, tough individuals demonstrate that true strength lies not in rigidity, but in the ability to bend without breaking.